Hey everybody, this is Christopher Gimmer from bootstrapbay.com and welcome to the second installment of our Bootstrap 3 tutorial. Today we're going to be building a responsive navbar with dropdowns and headers. In our first tutorial, we showed you guys how to install Bootstrap, which is the source code that you're looking at right now. If you haven't already done so, make sure to check out our first video so you can follow along with us here. First thing I'm going to do is get rid of this h1 tag, which we're not going to need to build our navbar. And let's get started right now. So we're going to div class equals to navbar, navbar default, navbar fixed top, role equals navigation, close that off. So there's different kind of stylings available. So for the navbar default, you'll see that it's kind of like a light gray color, might even be hard to see. And we can actually change that. So if we want to go black, let's say, we can go navbar inverse, and you'll notice that it changes to black. So there's different options available. We're going to leave this as default. And then you also have the option of a fixed or a static. So if you want the navbar to remain fixed at the top of the screen as you scroll down, you would leave it fixed. Or you can change this to static. And what that will do is as you scroll down, the navbar won't remain fixed at the top of the screen. So we're going to go ahead and leave this at fixed. Next, we're going to go div class equals to container. And what this does is it keeps everything within the Bootstrap grid that is needed for the responsive design. So to illustrate that, if you will type container here, and you'll see that the text starts off here, whereas if you were to say go not container and type in some text before the container class, you'll see that this text shows up all the way to the left here. So you want to make sure that you're keeping everything within this responsive container. Okay, and finally, we're going to go div class equals to navbar header. So now we have all our default styling here for the navbar. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to build the button that we need for our responsive design, because what that's going to do is as we collapse our browser, the button's going to show up, and then that will enable us to expand our header for mobile and tablet devices. So what I'm going to do is we're going to create that button right now. So we're going to go button type equals button class equal to navbar toggle data toggle equals to collapse, and data target equal to dot navbar collapse. And we're actually going to reference this down below, which you're going to see. So we're going to end that button. So now if we go to our preview, as we shrink our browser, you'll see that after a certain point, the button is now showing up. And if you've come across other responsive designs, you'll probably notice that there's 3 icon bars that usually show up in this button, and we're going to actually go ahead and create that as well. So first thing we're actually going to do is go span class equal to sr dash only, and we're going to name this toggle navigation. And this line of code is basically to make it accessible, friendly for screen readers. You can kind of look this up in the Bootstrap documentation, but it's recommended that you add tags for these screen readers. And then we're going to actually add the icon bars. So we're going to go span class equals to icon bar. Close that off. And then what I'm going to do is just copy this 3 more times. So now if we go back to our preview, when we shrink our browser, now we have our 3 icon bars and our button is ready to go. So now let's go ahead and start building our navbar here. So underneath this button here, I'm going to go a class equal to navbar brand, href equals to hashtag, bootstrap bay, close tag, and this is going to style this as your brand up here in the left of the navbar. So now we're going to go ahead and start building the right side of our header. So underneath the navbar header div tag, we're going to start adding the contents of the right hand side of the navbar. So we're going to go div class equal to navbar collapse. Sorry, navbar collapse. Close that off. So up here, you remember we had the class, the data toggle to collapse and the data target as the navbar collapse. So this is what we're referencing down here, the navbar collapse. So basically what that's going to do is when we collapse our browser and that button in the jQuery kicks in, it's going to reference the contents that we include in this div. So let's go ahead and start adding to this right now. So we're going to go ul class equals to navbar right, and what that's going to do is align everything properly on the right side. Now we're going to build our list. So we're going to go li class equals active, href equals to hashtag, home, and close off our tags. So now you'll see we have our home on the right side, and you'll see this gray box around it, and that's the active class. So if we were to get rid of this, you'd see that the gray box disappears. So we're going to leave this as active, and usually people add this class if for the menu that that people are landing on. So let's continue to build off this now. So we're going to go li href equals hashtag about, close our tags, and now we have our about, and you'll notice that this isn't active, so it doesn't have the gray box around it. So now the fun part, let's go ahead and create our dropdowns. Dropdown, I should say. So we're going to go li class equal to dropdown. Close that off. Okay, now we're going to go href equals hashtag class equal to dropdown toggle data toggle equals to dropdown. We're going to name this themes. So now when we preview, we have our themes here, and if you click on it, you'll notice that a little gray box stays around the theme, indicating that it's a drop-down. The issue is when you're not clicking on it, it's not evidence that this is a drop-down menu. So what we're going to do is add that little triangle beside it, which is called a caret. So right after themes, we're going to go b class equals to caret. Close that off, and then close off the tag. So now a little triangle appears beside the themes, and it's very evident that it is a drop-down menu. So now we're going to go ahead and build on that. So we're gonna go ul class equals to drop down menu. Okay, and let's start building our list here. So we're gonna go li class equals to drop down header. And I'm gonna call this admin and dashboard. So now once we click on our drop down here, you'll see the admin and dashboard header. And now we're going to build the links. So we're going to go li href equals to hashtag. I'm going to call this admin1, close tags, and I'm going to do another one, hashtag, and call this one admin2. So now we have our themes drop down, we have our admin and dashboard header, and then we have our admin 1 and 2 themes. So now I'm actually just going to copy this, and I'm just going to change this to portfolio, and then we're going to change this to portfolio 1 and portfolio 2. So now we go back in the drop down. So we have our themes drop down, we have our admin and dashboard header with our admin 1 and 2 themes, and our portfolio header with our portfolio 1 and 2 themes. So we're pretty much almost done here. All we're going to do is I'm just going to add a contact header. So after here, I'm going to go li href equals to hashtag contact, close the tags off, and there we go. So now once we shrink this here, our button kicks in. We expand all that, we have all our header items. We can expand again on the drop down, and there's all our menu items ready to go. So that's it for our tutorial on building a responsive navbar with drop-down menus. We'll be posting the source code available for download in the link in the description. Make sure to subscribe to our channel as we'll be creating many more Bootstrap tutorials, and in our next video we'll be creating a footer with social media icons. So we'll see you in the next video.